Hey guys, how's it going? Just thought I'd do a quick video review here of Transformers Prime First Edition and RID Vehicon. And as you can see, in their vehicle modes, they remind me of kind of a cross between Batmobile and a recent late model Cadillac. So that's kind of what they look like. It's a unique aesthetic. As you can see, there are some differences between the toys, obviously. The most obvious thing is the first edition is much larger than the RID version is. Anyway, I'll go ahead and just kind of scoot the first edition back. That way I can just kind of give you a 360 here of the RID. And it's honestly a pretty good looking toy. I do have to say, though, out of the two, I do like the first edition somewhat better in vehicle mode. Now, there is something that the RID version can do that the first edition cannot, and that is because he's got these lovely peg holes here right above his wheels. So, what that means is you can... Oops. Mount some weapons on him. Kind of cool. Gives him an attack mode. I like that. So I'll just go ahead and roll him back, and we'll start. Now we'll focus in here on the first edition, and this is an absolutely great looking vehicle mode for first edition. I really like all the paint apps he's got on him, the aesthetic, the size. I mean, this is just one great looking deluxe toy in vehicle mode. Anyway, I'll do just one quick size comparison with one of their compatriots, Knockout here from the line, just so you can see how they all kind of scale together. And, you know, I think obviously the first edition is a little large compared to Knockout, but the RID version scales with him very well, I think. And that looks pretty good. Anyway, that's pretty much going to wrap up their vehicle modes. I'll be back in a flash to go over robot modes with you. Alright guys, here we have the two Vehicons transformed and into their robot modes. On the left here we've got first edition Vehicon, and on the right we've got the RID Prime Vehicon. And I have to say, in robot mode, I think the RID mode here is far and away the better mold. Now, that's not to say the first edition is a bad mold. He certainly isn't by any stretch. I mean, he's a very decent mold, but there's a lot more junk on him, and I just don't think it's nearly as well done in robot mode as the RID one. I think the RID one's a lot cleaner looking and just overall better looking mold in robot mode. I'll go ahead and zoom in on him so you can see his head and stuff. I think on both of these guys, their heads, I don't know if this is an intentional thing, but they kind of look like the Cylons from Battlestar Galactica, at least the old Battlestar Galactica from way back in the day. So it just gives you a close-up of his head sculpt and some of his chest detailing. He's got some, not a ton, but, you know, not bad looking. So let me go ahead and just zoom out on him, and I'll show off his articulation for you. He bends at the foot a little bit, kind of, you know, forward and back a little bit. Bends at the knee. Doesn't rotate at the knee, but he rotates at the top of the leg. Forward, back, in, out. No, oh, he does have waist. He's got waist rotation. His head rotates up, down, rotates at the shoulder, of course in and out at the shoulder, and he's got bends at the elbow, does not rotate at the elbow, and his hands kind of go in and out a little bit. That pretty much is it. You can get him in some pretty decent poses. He's relatively well, you know, posable figure here. Just kind of pose him, put him off to the side, and now I'll focus on RID. And like I said, I just really like the way the RID one looks a lot better. It's just much cleaner in robot mode. Really good, I think. And I'll go ahead and zoom in so you can see the detailing on him. And as you can see, he's got a decent amount of chest detailing, similar head sculpt. Anyway, on his articulation, he's pretty similar to the first edition. He's got some foot movement, bends at the knee, top of the leg, forward, back, in, out, and it rotates pretty much on a ball joint there. He doesn't have any waist rotation though, and he of course rotates the shoulders all the way around, bends at the elbow, can kind of rotate sort of in and out on the elbow and around. It's on a ball joint, and his hand goes up and down, and of course his head can rotate, look up, look down. So overall, both of these guys, pretty good posability. You know, not bad at all in that department, and they're both fairly good molds. Although I have to say, overall, oops, I definitely like the way the RID one looks in robot mode better. And if you're not careful, you gotta kind of get his feet. He's a little finicky, so he likes to fall down. Anyway, there he goes. He's standing okay now. Anyway, I'll go ahead and grab a couple of their friends so you can get an idea of their relative size compared to them. Here they are with, kind of knocked over the first edition. Just bear with me. Let me straighten up the first edition a little bit. He kind of tilted it over. And center these guys. There we go. There they are with their friend Deluxe Knockout. And put them with their fearless leader here, Megatron. And they scale pretty well. I'd say they're in good scale with the other Prime toys. Anyway, that's pretty much going to wrap this whole thing up. I would say, honestly, they're both worth picking up. But if you can't find the first edition, it's no big deal. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed watching this, and I'll see you next time.